You're looking at the lead role of a play. Hi, I'm the lead role of a play, and that scares me. Hello. Today, was pretty dumb. I hated today. Today was just awful. Started out with, what did it? Oh, it started off with human geography, one of my favorite classes, where we just did work, and there was nothing fun. I mean, it was that wasn't the worst. We had unified basketball. A game that we went to during second period, and it was a great game, except I was thrust into a group of people that I didn't really necessarily know. I knew one person who I was sitting next to, my good friend, Jeff, but I was surrounded by people that I didn't really know, and like Jeff, I mean, he's a good friend of mine, but I mean, we don't talk very much. I mean, I say hey to him, I handshake him, we kind of like walk to our classes, but I mean, we never like, he's been to my house like once, but I mean, we're not like cool friends, and we don't have like things to talk about, so I mean, sitting next to him, I couldn't joke around or anything. It was just like, we were just watching the basketball game, and it was okay. But, yeah, I was thrust into that situation. Went to advisory. Then I did physics, where basically I was doing a lab, but none of the people in my group were doing anything. So, I mean, that was bad, because the teacher was, like, really, like, pissed off at us and, like, disappointed in us, really, and that was not a good feeling. Then I went to English, where we had a Socratic seminar, and the Socratic seminar that I had to choose between was a play, or like a play called Trifles, where I had to talk about like gender roles, and I don't really want to talk about gender roles, or I had to talk about the idea of people that do extracurricular sports after school should not have to do gym, and it was the lesser of the two evils, so I did that one, and it was not fun. I didn't have anything to say, really, and everybody was just talking like that, and then when there were like two pauses where I could possibly talk about something, I just didn't feel compelled to talk. I mean, I didn't like the topic, and everybody was just talking about all the same stuff, and I didn't really... It was just a horrible day, and I was just not having the best time. I think I lost my voice from the unified basketball game, because I was screaming and stuff, so my throat kind of hurt. I just didn't feel like I really wanted to do that. I mean, I'm never really a person who likes to talk about my own opinion when it comes to things. Like, I'm not really one to be like, this is my opinion, listen to it. I mean, I'm one who, I feel I get judged on my own opinion, so I don't like to throw my thoughts out there, because I just don't feel compelled to do so. Like, I'm afraid of backlash, and afraid of how people will view what I'm saying, and I don't really like that. I mean, the last Socratic seminar, I was really forced to talk, because we had to talk at least like 3 times before we could leave the Socratic seminar, so people were leaving left and right, and that really pressured me into leaving, because I didn't want to be there, and I didn't want to look like the person who was there from the very beginning to the very end. It's always, I have a social phobia. That's what it is. I learned this from psychology class, which is one of the classes that I learned the most stuff from. I really do like psychology, and psychology is one of my greatest topics. I think that's what I'm also going to try and write about, too. I'm going to write about that psychology and, like, all that stuff. It really, what's the word? It's really interesting to me, so I like that, and the universe is really interesting to me, so I often hit the existential crisis, but let's not go into that right now. Anyway, so I have a social phobia, where basically my social phobia is that I'm embarrassed, or constantly fearing embarrassment by whatever I say or whatever I do, because I mean, I've been embarrassed by what I've said before, and like when I've made factual errors or something, I'm always embarrassed, because it makes me look bad. So I have this like harsh social phobia of embarrassment on what I've done, and like the embarrassment of how I make myself look in front of people. So I have that social phobia, and like debate has kind of helped that because I get my opinions across, but I think the thing about debate is, or what I like about debate is, I'm up there and you're listening to me and you can't say anything to me. You can't be like, oh, you're wrong. I just make my points and then I get off the podium and I leave and I don't have to refute ever again. I can just listen to whatever they have to say, but I don't have to worry about like whatever they have to say about me personally when they like call me out. Like if they're like the member of the government, like which is me, if they call me out, that kind of startles me. But I mean, like whatever points they're making, I don't even have to listen to it anymore. Once I've made my point, I'm done and I can leave. So, I mean, I like that idea, and like when I'm up on the podium, I can just be talking, and basically I can say whatever I want to say, and you can't say anything back to me. You can't like say, oh, you're wrong, which is what a Socratic seminar is in a sense. It's not like you're being told you're wrong, but like people can disagree with you, people can agree with you, people can give you weird looks, people can just like body language towards what I have to say is just really scary to me, I guess. So I have that social phobia. So I had like a monologue last Socratic seminar because I liked the topic. The topic was on terrorism, so I really wanted to talk about that. I mean, I can talk about something like that because it's something that's really it's something that's biased. So in a sense, like I can say what I know and I can back it up. Like I can back it up with evidence. I had good evidence, and I can back it up. And it's not something that people can disagree on, you know what I mean? Like, you don't have two sides to it. You have, terrorism is bad, and there's nothing other than how bad it is. I mean, you can't say, terrorism is good. You can't have that one person who just does that. That's just weird. So, I mean, like, everybody agrees that terrorism is bad, so you're just applying a discussion on terrorism, and that really takes the pressure off of it. So I was okay with that, and then I had a huge monologue because people were just bringing up ideas that were wrong, and ideas that were like stereotypical. They were being prejudiced, and I just had this huge monologue at the end where I was just basically correcting everything that was going on, saying how terrorism isn't really prevalent in the United States, it's prevalent more in other developing countries, and how we have this scapegoat theory of putting it on the Middle Eastern when really it's not just the Middle East, and it's not even focused on us, and like terrorism's gone down since the 1970s and all this stuff. So I just brought that all out, and I really could talk about that. This Socratic seminar, we had the two views of either we have people that do extracurricular activities staying, not having to do gym, or they do have to do gym. And it was really just like two ideas, and I didn't really want to talk about it, and like the thoughts that were being brought up, I shared them. I didn't need to restate them. I could have restated everything they said, and it just would have gotten me nowhere. I mean, all the things that they were saying were probably mine, and some of the questions they brought up had to do with what I was going to say. Like, for the longest time, they weren't bringing up health. I was immediately going to bring up health. Someone else did. Someone else did. So I was like, okay, whatever. Now I guess I can't bring that up. So that was upsetting. And then we went on to pre-calc. Pre-calc was sort of like a redeeming moment, but it was like a test. So it was like, I did well on the test, but it's a test day, so it's not like, oh, whoa, test, I'm really positive. It was more like, oh, test, okay. But I mean, I was a little bit happy that I was doing well on it, but I mean, like, it was still a test, so it wasn't fun. So that was my day, and then after school, I was like ready to go home. I was really tired, I was really pissed, I was really having a horrible day, and then Liz came up to me and she's like, oh, the person that's in our play, the person that's leading our play is thinking about dropping out, so we need someone who can cover their part if they drop out. And I'm like, okay, I'll do that. I mean, I think in my mindset, I wasn't thinking that it was going to happen. Like, I was thinking, like, they were going to be like, oh, I can't make it next time. Or, like, they're going to be like, oh, I can make it now. Or they're going to be like, I didn't think it was, like, this one moment where they literally were going to drop out that day. So, like, they dropped out 5 minutes after I said I would do it if they dropped out. I was expecting them to be like, I can do it today, I can do it tomorrow, and then they'd drop out, or they would just stick with it. Like, later on, but not now. So, I was like, oh, they dropped out, and they're like, oh, well, you gotta come with us now, because we're gonna do the practice. And I was like, wow. I'd never done drama. I had done a video with kid in drama, my friend Sawyer, and a friend of mine, Sam. I did a video with them for their video production class, and it had been seen by the director of drama, and he had and I hang out with a friend of mine, Angelique, who is and was in drama, and he would talk to her about how he wants me in drama, and I was like, oh, okay, I'll think about it. Or he'd talk to me and say he wants me in drama, and I'd be like, oh, alright, I'll think about it. So when I went today, he was like, I got you in drama. And I was like, yeah! And so I'm the lead as well. That was scary to know as well, because I'd never done drama. I thought when I did drama I'd do like lights or computer work or something, because I can do that. But the lead, I'm playing Jonathan Jim Jacobs, I think is the name, pretty sure, and it's the play called, in Facebook, We, like in WII, like the play, like the game system, We Trust. So I'm playing the lead role, who's being interrogated by an agent, and I have all these demerits on me because I don't update my Facebook 45 times, I think. This is the first time I got the script, so don't patronize me because I don't know all of it. I just got the script and I just went through it today on stage in front of like Liz and her friend, but like literally that was my day. I'm a lead role now. I'm going to be a lead role for a while. I'm gonna have to memorize parts. I'm going to have to memorize my parts. I'm going to have to memorize, like, what the other person's saying so I know. And, I mean, I'm going to France in a week, so, I mean, I can't go to the next practice. And then a week when I come back from France, I'm going to come back and I'm going to have to try and do my lines without the script. So that's going to be fun. I mean, I've never done that before. I've never really, like, what's the word? I've never really memorized lines before. I mean, I memorize videos all the time. Like, I can memorize, like, the Tomska video, which is, that's not great, because the video name is slipping my mind right now, but I memorized the whole video, I forget what now that's gonna bother me. Anyway, so I can memorize, like, videos and stuff, but it takes me a while, but I'm gonna try and memorize the lines. Maybe what I'll do is I'll do, like, a video, or like just like record myself saying the lines so that I can just repeat them back and like memorize them that way. Maybe that'll help, because I mean, if I keep listening to the thing instead of just reading the lines, it'll probably come to my memory faster. That's a good idea. Anyway, so I scrapped Newton's Apple today because literally I just came back. Really today's not been a great day, except for maybe the play where I'm playing the lead role. But I wanted to talk about the lead role because I've never been in drama before, and this could be a turning point in my video making skills and my acting skills. I mean, I wasn't really gonna think about doing acting, but I mean, like, this will help with doing a play. Will help with definitely acting on like the videos that I make on YouTube. And, like, I could work on the computer stuff back if I'm not doing a lead role now, because I'm a part of the drama family now, because I'm the fucking lead role. So, I mean, everybody's going to know who I am. And that's going to be great. So, I'll be updating you about that when I'm doing those practices and when I do the play. And then, when I go to France next Thursday for 10 days... I'm going to see if I can record, but it might not happen, so I might just come back and do like a montage of all the videos that I've made and just upload them as fast as I can. All on the same day, but label them as like VEDA Day 17, VEDA Day 18, VEDA Day 19, like all the way through. So, I will see you tomorrow. I'm actually going to do a read-through tomorrow after school, so I'll probably tell you about that too. So, I'll see you tomorrow. Maybe I'll talk about Newton's Apple, but no promises. So, I really do want to talk to you about that, though. That's like my favorite short film that I've ever come up with. So, I need to talk to you about that sometime, but I will see you tomorrow.